Holy shnikes, Andy. Winter's back. It's back. Oh my God. Every week like it's like, what, last week we were like, la-di-da, it's 65 out. Week before that was what, 35 below. It's like, it's 65. It's summer. No, it's 45 below. It's winter. It's summer. It's winter. It's like, it's raining. It's boring. The old man is snoring. Good morning. On a very, I don't know, chilly, overcast, crappy looking kind of Monday morning, right? Actually, February 5th. And again, looking at the clock right up there, if you needed to be to work by, like 8 o'clock this morning, well, guess what? You're late. Beautiful, Andy. That was... We're having a little fun this morning before we came on the air. We were doing the old music argument, listening to music. After this weekend, it sucked yesterday. Waking up, there's like 19 feet of wet snow. It absolutely sucked. That's why we were listening to music all day yesterday. And this morning, and now, we were listening to Foghat, Savoy Brown, Little Deep Purple. And I've talked before about corporate radio and how basically what they have done, and this is really how they've done it. They've taken the greatest hits album from every band for the last 50 years. They've packaged it up into an easy-to-digest package, and we all call it classic rock and roll. Well, maybe that works for them, maybe that works for you, but it doesn't work for me. Okay? What? No, neither does brunch. Brunch does not work for me. Oh, we got to go to brunch. We're going to spend overpriced scrambled eggs. Now, when I'm talking classic rock, and when I talk about that kind of radio station, maybe, classic rock station, maybe I'm talking more. Maybe I'm talking more about the album AOR. That's album-orientated rock. That was the format that was from the 60s and 70s, that the DJs would find really cool songs. And that album-orientated rock format would be like your DJ would sit down and he'd have a turntable, an album right over here, and I'd have a turntable, an album right over there. Okay? And I would start playing songs that weren't on the radio. Okay? Let's go for an instance. All right, could you give us an example, Pipewrench? Why, sure, I could give you an example. Goat's Head Soup, an album by the Rolling Stones. Mick Taylor was the guitarist. Oh, absolutely, the Rolling Stones' best years were the Mick Taylor years, but Goat's Head Soup came out in August of 1973, okay? And the number one single, okay, that came off of Goat's Head Soup in the United States and the UK was Angie. That's right, Angie was the number one, okay? Oh, Angie, don't you weep. Oh, shit, this song is weak. I mean, personally, it's my least favorite. It's my least. If I play Goat's Head Soup album, I'm going to skip over that song. Huh? Yeah, that Coming Down Again. I mean, what a bummer song. Coming down again. But that's it was supposed, but, okay, if I were the program director of a radio station that played album-orientated rock, I would ban Angie. They'd be like, no, Angie. Angie, get out of here. You're not allowed in the studio. Okay? And come on. You got Silver Train is a running, Heartbreaker with your 44. We were dancing with Mr. D. Talking about 100 years ago. I mean, you even got Star Blank Blank. Can I say Star Fucker? It's called Star, but, I mean, come on. Rant's over. But album-orientated rock is and was so cool. You know, we'd pick out all the songs that weren't number one. That was when I played behind the microphone and I was on the turntables and the cassettes or whatever. I would find the songs that weren't the number one hit singles because the better songs were the B-side. What was the B-side of Angie? Look it up. Quick. B-side of Angie. Do, Heartbreaker with your 44. Better song than Angie. Okay, it's a B-side. Okay? I promise you, you have my word, if I ever get control of the microphone and the playlist and the music again, ever, I will rock your socks off. We got some Fog Hat coming up. Little Fog Hat. Little Savoy Brown. Little Burned by Deep Purple. I will play shit that will rock your socks off. Yes, sir. Andy, what do you think about that? Don't got a sound effect for that, do you? All right. Let's get into Let's get into her. All right. Yesterday. February 4th was yesterday. Today's 5th. That was 50 years ago. Yesterday. This was big news. It was right around in graduation time. Okay. Junior, seniors, junior. Newspaper heiress, Patricia Hearst. You may all know her. As Patty Hearst. She's done some acting. She's done some spoofs on herself and stuff. She was kidnapped at gunpoint from her apartment by the Symbionese Liberation Army? It's the SLA. I remember them well. They were a big shakers and players in the day. They were little well-known nationally. Eldridge and Huey knew who they were. Okay. Do my listeners know who Eldridge Cleaver and Huey Newton are? Well, we'll see. We will see, won't we? Anyway, they're well armed. They were a group. They were in the 70s. Patty was 19 years old at the time, college student. She was abducted in Berkeley, California. California University of Berkeley is where she went. It eventually led to Patty Hearst. She, joining the captors, so to speak. In 1974, she committed a bank robbery with the SLA, the Symbionese Liberation Army. She earned prison time. She earned 22 years exactly, which was reduced to 7 according to the Youth Corrections Act that was in place in the federal system at the time. And what that was is it made sure that first-time offenders didn't, Anyway, if you remember, or even if you don't remember, I'm going to tell you, Patty Hearst was the granddaughter of the wealthy newspaper tycoon, the castle building, build a castle for his house, William Randolph Hearst. Big money, newspaper baron. And I know that some of y'all don't even know what a newspaper is, but it used to be delivered to your door, and we didn't have YouTube, we didn't have podcasts, we didn't have texting, we didn't have anything. Shit, we had rocks and we liked it, okay? But we had the newspaper. And he was a tycoon. I mean, look it up on your Google Play Store or whatever. It's newspaper tycoon. We can play it. You can be William Randolph Hearst. No, don't say I'm getting off the topic. Really? Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Patty Hearst. She went by the name Tanya, with an IA, not a YA, in the group. She denounced her family. She posed for a photograph, a well-known photograph, Google it, of her standing in with a assault rifle in front of the SLA flag. Yeah, terrorists back when I was a kid, even terrorists that run around in the streets of like San Francisco, they had flags and everything. I don't know. I don't know what it was. Back then there was only black and white photos too, so I don't know what the colors were, Andy. The SLA, the Sudanese Liberation Army, viewed all aspects of the United States society, really, Andy, as, get this, racist, quote, racist and oppressive. Whoa, hey, were they just on the news talking about this, or was this in the 70s? It was in the 70s, and they said everybody's racist and oppressive. Okay, got you, Andy. It's not like nothing like, okay, sure. Sounds pretty familiar to me. As a member, and remember, Patty was a member of a very wealthy, powerful family in Northern California. She was kidnapped just specifically because of who her dad was, the newspaper, they knew it'd get print, and to bring attention to the Sudanese Liberation Army. That's what their goal was. It's like, let's kidnap her and bring attention to, the Sudanese Liberation Army. Okay? Their ransom demands were food and money, and they wanted donations they wanted the family to donate food and money to various donation charities in the San Francisco Bay Area in exchange for Patty Hearst's release. And even though she remained a captive after the family met the demands, and basically they threw what, $2 million food distribution to folk programs, and another $2 million for the homeless. Patty didn't come home. Where's Patty? Where'd Patty go? I'll tell you where Patty went. You know? Where'd Patty go? Where'd Patty go? Where did Patty Hearst go? They paid the ransom. She was supposed to come home. Where is she? I'll tell you where she's at. She's robbing banks. Patty took part in the group's robbery, the SLA's group robbery of a San Francisco bank on April 15th of 1974, my junior year. Patty's robbing banks. Surveillance video cameras captured her. A famous picture that made damn near front page news at the time. I mean, I'm a junior in high school. Mom's getting the paper. Like, what's Patty doing on the paper on the front page? Holding a gun. She had an assault rifle, holding it on her hip there, robbing a bank. College video, the bank video, click, and she's on Coast to Coast. Not to be confused as Coast to Coast stores. I don't know if she was the face of the Coast to Coast hardware store. Okay? I don't know, Andy. Patty wasn't even arrested until they caught up with her over a year later. She had been. They caught up to her finally. The FBI on September 18th, 1975. In San Francisco area. So she'd been there the whole time in San Francisco. She was abducted in San Francisco. She was robbing banks in San Francisco. They were hanging out. La-di-da, let's go to the Jefferson Airplane concert in San Francisco. They're probably doing that. September 18th, 1975. That was right after graduation of a couple months. That was 19 months after her abduction. I know, but 19, she spent the whole time right there in town. And I know San Francisco isn't, it's bigger than other towns, but still, she was in town, robbing banks, going out to dinner, doing concerts. Her trial, once they caught her, man. Everybody's like the OJ and this OJ trial and the Clinton trials and all of that, but geez, man, it was one of the most sensational. Yeah, it was like this rich newspaper Harris, gone bad. She's gone bad, loving gone bad, yeah, and baby, she's a bad girl, She went bad. It was a sensation. It's the newspaper. It's Grandpappy's girl. It was everywhere. And the defense now. Now the defense raised the argument of the Stockholm syndrome. Okay, that was the defense. Which first of all, it's not in the MSDR 4 whatever. It's not classified as a mental or any defect. It's not recognized. The condition is only a theory, and that is because so few people are allegedly suffer from it or had of it. Then how can they do? They can't do a blind study. Let's go just kidnap a bunch of people and see how that works. If it's Stockholm Syndrome, no, that doesn't work like that, okay? What the Stockholm theory does is that it's a theory that tries to explain why hostages and victims sometimes develop a psychological bond, I guess, a bond or whatever with their captors. Yeah, it's like a power shift between the hostage taker and the hostage to kidnap victims. Like I said, it's a contested illness due to the doubts about the legitimacy. Didn't someone in the Manson trials, or didn't the Manson people, some of them, that was brought up that they were brainwashed, and the Stockholm Syndrome says that your captor brainwashes you and then you'll become their bank robbing sex slave. Okay? All of that pretty much, that argument pretty much failed when the the defense is like, this is the Stockholm Syndrome, this is what happened, Patty's a victim, and then the prosecution is, oh, not so fast, cowboy. We got recordings, and of course, the prosecution back then, I don't know why they were doing it back then and they're not now, but and recordings of her in the visiting room, talking to friends, in those conversations, she was confident that she was going to beat the trial, that Daddy's money would help. She was cursing the prosecution, talking to SLA talk. She was fully aware of her role with the Sudanese Liberation Army, and was proud of it. And that was her downturning, was her own words. Funny how sometimes we sink our own ship by our own actions or our own words or deeds. Not to be confused with Mr. Deeds. Or dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Dirty deeds and they're done dirt cheap. Ow! What? Sorry, man. I'm just getting carried away. So basically, Patty just said, I knew what I was doing, screw the system, and the system, like I said, sentenced her to 22 years. The Youth Correction Act reduced that. Youth Correction Act at the time would take your age, upbringing, education, location, prior criminal history, all that because you're a youthful offender. Her 22 years was reduced to 7 years in prison. President Jimmy Carter commuted her sentence in 1979. I don't know if that was before or after he sold the Panama Canal. He commuted her sentence at that time after she had served 22 months behind bars. She was later pardoned. She was later pardoned by President Bill Clinton. Hey, y'all, Bill Clinton here. Just wanted to pardon Patty Hearst. Today, Patricia Hearst has 2 sons. She raises and trains French bulldogs, shows them, and is an animal and a dog advocate. Way to go, Patty. Way to turn things around. You never know. What went on with her. And Yeah, it was a big part of, I like to bring back past, I've done several topics on the 70s and what was like, and Patty Hearst was one of the big stories. It was the OJ of our time, front page news, headline news. This is Walter Cronkite with the Patty Hearst at 5 o'clock. I don't sound like Walter even a freaking little bit. Okay. All right. We would be amiss if we did not bring up this Sunday is Super Bowl Sunday. The 11th is Super Bowl 58. I had to look up, it was like Super Bowl of all these Roman numerals, and I'm like, what the fuck? I had to look up, what does this mean? It says Super Bowl 58. So I was 10 when the first Super Bowl. I've been around for a lot of Super Bowls. It's at Allegiant Stadium, and that is in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is hosting their first Super Bowl ever. It's the San Francisco 49ers. They're going to be the visiting team, and the Kansas City Chiefs will be the home team. The game starts at 4:30 our time, 6:30 Eastern time. Usher is the halftime show. I think Reba's going to do the Star Spangled, the national anthem. Yeah, I think it's Reba. Now, Taylor Swift. I'm going to say something about this Taylor Swift thing. Taylor Swift has been the subject of memes, jokes, nasty complaints, comments. People are just obsessed that Taylor is, actually a football thing, pretty much. Okay. What I've really noticed, though, what is really funny and what I've really noticed is that most, and I mean most, of the people that are like, Taylor Swift is this, and Taylor Swift, are the same people. Okay, the same people that, 5-6 years ago, swore to God, they swore to their mother's grave that they would never watch NFL again because Colin Kaepernick took a knee. We're not going to get into the argument of exercising First Amendment rights or anything like that. Those are the people. They're never going to watch football again because because Colin Kaepernick took a knee. And guess what? Never didn't last too long because now they're watching it again. She's been on the game for a couple of seconds, you guys. I mean, come on. It's not like they're showing her instead of the game. Travis does something good. They show Taylor. They're celebrating her mom. Everybody, yay. Then they go back. I mean, how much time has she really got in the whole half a season here? What? 90 seconds? Maybe? Everybody's complaining. And you know what she's doing? She's there at the game with Patrick Mahomes' wife. I don't hear you complaining about her. And what are they doing? Oh, my God, they're supporting their boyfriends and their husbands. And you guys that complained about Colin are now complaining about Taylor you're complaining because of her airtime, because they're showing her supporting her boyfriend. And you're doing this in front of your wives, your girlfriends, your mom, your daughter, and you're showing them that as a male, how insecure and what a piece of garbage you really are. That you just are afraid of her. You just can't handle her. She's disturbing your precious 2 seconds. They show the rerun 86 times of Travis Kelce scoring a touchdown. You can suffer through 2 seconds of a girl supporting her husband or her boyfriend. Yeah, no shit. Freudian slip there. Travis win the Super Bowl. Travis win the Super Bowl and propose to Taylor. Guys, do better. Okay? Do freaking better. Okay? She doesn't hurt you. You're complaining about Taylor Swift supporting her boyfriend in front of your daughter. Do better. Okay? Do better. Geez, set a good example. How much money, Andy? How much money, Andy, has she brought in to the NFL since she's a superstar? The biggest star on the planet. Okay? Andy, how much money? In excess of $400 million. Not bad, NFL. Do better, guys. That being said, the Chiefs are a 2-point favorite. I know. They're a 2-point favorite as of this morning. Now, that might change by Sunday. I don't know why I'm pointing this way. Sunday is that way. Okay? But they're a 2-point favorite. And the over-under, that means total points scored, is 48. Take the Chiefs. Give up the 2 points. Take the over-under. Take the over. Okay, say it again. All right. Take the Chiefs. Give up the 2 points. Take the over. Chiefs win it 30-49. 49ers 24. That's my prediction. That's 54 points. I think it's going to be a really good game. That's my prediction. So, with that being said, remember, spay and neuter, adopt, don't shop, rescue, volunteer, go on down to shelter, drop up some food, some balls, do something. Better yet, adopt a shelter pet today. We got a good show next week. Make sure you tune in. Until next week, have a great week. We have a great Super Bowl. We will see you next Monday, Andy. We're out of here. We're out of here.